Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to Apply. All right, so today is a very special episode. We've been doing this series now for Kathleen. How long have we been doing this series? Like going on a year? Are we on our 1 year anniversary? I feel like we got to look
Not
that up.
yet. Not yet. Just I think we're 30, maybe 60 days away, but oh my gosh, has it flown? How much fun have
Oh,
we had?
yes. So, for those of you that are newer to the show, you're probably like, what is this other voice you hear? Well, that for those that have been here a long time, you know who that is. And that's Kathleen Tepley, the founder of Los Angeles Consulting Group. And every month we bring Kathleen on to give us some updates about the Los Angeles Consulting Group, what's going on, the events, what's coming up next. I got a big one to share today about this event that Kathleen had us at recently, which was the Jetson Capital event over in Las Vegas. I'm recording this episode from still today and leaving later on tonight. So, Kathleen, first off, just hey, welcome back. It's so good to see you again.
It's great seeing you and thank you for all you do in the community. We've had so much fun coming up on our 1 year. So thank you for participating and sharing this content and many different topics to this community.
Yeah. So first off, I know we haven't spoken since the event only a little bit. I got to tell you that Jetson Capital event. Oh my gosh. For anybody that's listening to this, I did a whole video. It's on my Instagram, Ask Adam Torres. If you just look at the Jetson Capital side or even go to Jetson Capital Instagram, you can see pictures as well. So it was amazing. First off, we've known each other for a while. Why is this my first Jetson Capital event? It was absolutely amazing. I was like, what? We're only in January. How am I supposed to top
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got to do this one. The one in September was in Utah.
Mm,
But I think Vegas is a great time to start. And now we get to
yeah.
see you at all the Jetson Capital and you get to share it with the community. So thank you for
Yeah.
representing and thank you for being there. And these events are so incredible to participate and spend
For
time at.
those that weren't there, or what are they talking about? Maybe just talk a little bit about the event and kind of the setup, just to give them an idea.
So we have relationships with and partnerships with family offices. Some of them
Mm,
are multi-generational family offices. And Jordan Hutchinson is one of our partners that we support in his era. So next
mm-hmm,
generation to his family office. He decided that networking and sharing opportunities with other family offices and like investors was a good way to create a networking event. And
mm,
thus was born Jetson Capital. This is my
mm,
third Jetson Capital that I've supported. The Los Angeles Consulting Group has supported in
mm-hmm,
getting the word out. You've got investors on the GP side and the LP side. You've got those that are interested in jets or cars and those that are investors or family offices. I mean,
mm-hmm.
you just experienced it. I mean, the
Yeah.
feeling you got walking away, the people you met, the
Mm-hmm.
time you spent, was it worth it?
Oh my gosh. Let me explain just a couple of things. And I think I'm supposed to be sharing this, but I don't know. My audience gets it all. So a couple things that I just found super unique. Well, for context for everybody that's listening, first off, they're held in these like private airport hangars. And when it's called Jetson Capital, it's for a reason. There's a bunch of jets, there's supercars, there's ambiance, there's amazing, fabulous people. It was a lot of fun. But I also thought that even just the fact of the way the programming was created. So they intentionally don't, and I'm for both, by the way. I'm not anti-programming. We do plenty of programming. I love the educational component of great programming and great speakers and great panels. Love it all. But what I found unique about this one was that the programming part is intentionally short. And when Jordan came out there and he started talking about it, he said, hey, we only go very short here. There's going to be a couple minutes from a couple of our sponsors and or investors. And it was literally maybe 3 minutes to 5 minutes maximum from each one. And maybe we maximum 25, 30 minutes for the entire presentation. But what was from all the sponsors and everybody that participated, some of the investors that had opportunity, or I should say some of the allocators and investors. But what was interesting was it was all about networking. It was all about everybody
Yes.
getting together and the community. And because of that, I feel like the contacts I was doing live interviews, as you know, Kathleen. So just telling everybody else that's listening, because we're putting out a whole series about this on the show. And we actually created an entire Jetson Capital page on our website as well, thanks to Kathleen and Los Angeles Business Consulting Group. So that all great stuff there. But what I thought was interesting was to see, even when I was interviewing people and otherwise, like they're excited. Like the people are excited to be there. Not only are they excited, but they're coming back. Some people, it was their
Yes.
second, third, fourth, or whatever time coming. And I was like, what makes this so special? What makes this unique? And then the other thing is it's in Las Vegas, but people flew in from all around the country for this.
Yes. Yes, always. Even out of the country. They're coming in from the UK,
Yep.
Singapore, you name it. And what I love about this, and this is something that we're hopefully going to add, is the concierge introductions during the event.
Mm.
That's our value add. That's what we love doing. Because Adam,
Mhm.
you were there. It was the first time you were there, and
Yeah.
you were meeting people. They're very friendly, but how do you work a room like that? How do you meet those investors
You need
that
a
have
team.
opportunities? Yes. And
Yeah,
they
you
do
need a
such a great
team.
job. They do such a great job. So again, if we are present in the next one, I won't say
Hmm.
where it's at,
Sure,
but
sure,
our
sure.
goal is to be there. And they will
Hmm.
be advertising, I believe it's going to be in March. So
Wow.
happy to support. So glad Mission Matters is involved, and
Yeah.
Adam, that you're included, because that means I get to see you if you
Yes.
come to that one. So
So
thank you.
much fun. Well, thank you. And thank you for the introduction and for making that happen. And let's get into some more. Before we get actually further into the events and some of the other things coming up, let's just take maybe one step back for maybe our newer listeners that aren't too familiar, or they're like, what's going on here? This is different. I don't normally have a co-host. Los Angeles Consulting Group. Maybe spend a moment or two and talk about that. I want
Sure.
to make sure to get that in.
Sure. LACG, Los Angeles Consulting Group, is a concept. We are a business advisory firm providing outsourced business development strategy and support to the ecosystem of family offices, ultra high net worth, private equity, venture capital, and family run businesses. But the philosophy of what we do is the community. We create for those clients and for our community exceptional events for them to network and meet clients, meet sponsors, meet partners. And that is where our passion is. It's to create these events for the ecosystem to attend and help curate the appropriate people for the right events. So my day consists of navigating both supporting our clients within that space and creating and supporting and implementing these incredible events, of which we do about 100 per year. And we always say LACG, Los Angeles Consulting Group, is you. It's my team. It's the people that attend these events. That's the philosophy. Los Angeles Consulting Group is that. It's this amazing global community of people that want to make a difference.
What do you think has made it so successful and people stick around and made it? Because you've been doing this a long time. And not only this, but like the original Mixer, which was born off of, I know, another event and group. But like, why do people keep coming to this and sticking around in the community?
It's that reciprocity. It's that wanting to give back. It's the same feeling. It's not about selling. It's about making a difference in someone's life. It's going to an event and not necessarily saying what you're doing, but meeting people and asking them what they're doing.
Yeah.
We take it very personal when I curate an event and I implement like a round the table event. We go around the table, we make introductions, and then after the event, we do the follow up and follow through and make sure that the host or sponsor gets to really meet the people. We love making those connections. I remember way back 25 years ago, the mentor that mentored me we're all about, you and I, planting the seeds. And that's what these events are doing. And so as long as we focus on that, planting the seeds, business will come from that. And the word gets out. And then we're going to be in Singapore and France and do the same thing over and over again, or make sure that our Adam from Mission Matters gets to go to Vegas, which you're there now, and do an incredible event and be the host of sharing the message from those people that you interviewed. So thank you, Adam, for being a part of our community.
Thank you. The types of events. So we talked about Jets and Capital, and maybe before we go into anything specific, because I feel like since I've been following Los Angeles Consulting Group, like I've noticed like maybe it was always this way, but it's so multimedia. Like there's online, there's in person, there's smaller, there's larger, there's, cocktails at some of them, there's, wine events. There's maybe talk about a little bit about just the overall like concepts and when you're curating those type of experiences, because I also feel like it's just engaging. It's not boring. Like you want to be there. It's like, oh, what's the next thing you're doing? Like that, which is different in my opinion.
Well, we listen. We listen to the
Mm,
community. We listen to those that are interested in events. We hand select the events that we support, the
mm-hmm,
partnerships we support. When I first started 30 years ago, it was focused on the philanthropy side. We still are focused on it. We have a couple
mm-hmm,
major, one Stanford event that we're going to be building a membership event coming out in October. But philanthropy is always a big piece of it. We always do an overarching strategy. We love the family office space. Remember, our families, our successful families, our successful investors, they also
mm-hmm,
want impact. They want to pay it forward. They want philanthropy. So
mm-hmm.
what we do is the events that we choose and the curation of the events that we choose have to be a real strong overarching strategy. I have people come to me all the time and want to do retreats and
Mm-hmm.
other type events, but if it doesn't speak to our community, we might share it, but I won't support it. I won't necessarily
Mm,
be at the event. So if something we do doesn't work or it just wasn't successful, I won't repeat it.
mm-hmm.
And we've learned over the years, like we listen to you, we listen to your audience, we listen to Shirag, we listen to our partners. And so we just always make sure that that's a big part of when we're curating and creating for the year. And this
Yeah.
year was tough. Normally we're done. We've planned out 6 months and we're
Mm-hmm,
still building out the next 6 months. And then again, that probably because it's a different year. You know, we had
mm-hmm.
an election this year, we had an
Yeah.
inauguration. And so things are a little bit slower to come to the table, but stay tuned because we've got some
Mm-hmm.
exceptional events across the globe that we want to make sure your community and our community participate in.
Hmm. Speaking of events, I think that's a good transition. You teed it right up, just like, come on. So let's see what we have on the docket for February. So I'm seeing quite a few. So I know you have a private investors presentation coming up. Maybe start there.
So, when we bring on a client who has an initiative, one of the call to actions from our community is, hey, Kathleen, if you or your partners have an initiative that is interesting for us to invest in, will you share it with the community?
Mm,
And we have to vet them very carefully. We take a few every quarter. And this is one of our amazing clients, and they've been working with us since November. I can say that one of their first investors was Jeannie Buss of the Lakers
mm-hmm,
and other celebrities. And so now they've asked us to help curate and concierge different activities. What's the best ways to do a private virtual presentation?
mm-hmm.
You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to get in your car, but you get to hear a
Yeah.
little bit about it. And then if you're interested in it, then we do a private lunch in LA and you can attend the private lunch. And a lot of our families will attend an event like this because they can be private. So the one
Mm,
coming up on February 4th and February 12th is an opportunity to learn about HANA Gaming, all
mm,
these classic games that you and I grow up with, Price is Right, any of those types of games, Monopoly, because from this world of entertainment have the right to share these games,
mm-hmm.
which they're launching second quarter. And I'm so excited because now our special needs kids will be able to participate in learning through this interactive technology that both Todd and Nirvan have created. So very,
Mm,
very high level, very happy to share it with our community. This private presentation 2 times in February will be
mm-hmm,
a conduit. And if investors are interested in it, we've got a couple private in-person roundtables to attend. And I
mm-hmm.
promise to make the in-person roundtables very valuable for the guests because then they get to meet each other.
Yeah, it's amazing. Next event I'm going to look at is this new because I don't recall an economic outlook. That's pretty new for me. I don't remember if I've seen that type of programming before. Maybe you've done it before, but I don't remember one off the top of my head. So it looks with Kurti Gupta, if I'm saying that correct.
Yes, Curdy is a
Is
resource
that one of the
for.
first economic outlooks though? Is that different? I don't know. I'm trying to
So
think of. Go ahead.
Well, so this is a speaker series. So a lot of times when we
Mm,
partner, we've been partnering with Eisner Amper. It's an accounting firm, a global accounting firm.
yeah.
Happens to be the San Diego office, but we work with the LA office, the San Francisco office, and the
Mm,
New York office. And this is the second time we've done a family office and investor roundtable luncheon in
mm-hmm,
San Diego. The venue is incredible. You're overlooking San Diego and you're having this
mm,
exceptional lunch. We usually have about 10 to 12 guests, again, within this family office ecosystem. And this is the speaker. Curdy's going to come and speak to us. Last time we did this in September, we had Barbara Bickham. She spoke on AI, and she's one of our highlighted speakers. So the 2025 economic outlook is important to us because we listen to you, we listen to the audience. They tell us the type of speakers. And at this roundtable, not only will you get to meet all the other guests, you'll have a great lunch. Curdy will be speaking on the global technology cornerstone for the economic outlook for us, and happy to include you in it. It is also supported by one of our major partners out of London, Global Family Office Community, Vahe Vartanian, and he supports some of these events when it fits the criteria. So please come and join us on February 11th in San Diego. We have space. I think I've got 5 more seats available. It's going to fill. I was added a few more seats, and Curdy will share more on what 2025 will look like.
That's amazing. Yeah, I love that. And it's the beginning of February 11th. So, I mean, that's perfect timing because I know that's a big deal and everybody after the election and otherwise, like that's the conversation. So hearing Curdy's views on that, I mean, great programming, great timing. It looks like also in February, Family Office Roundtable, a private lunch family office. Is that the one from the private investors? I just want to make sure I'm connecting this right. Is that the later? Yep.
Yes.
So just to connect those two, because I know we're going in order, but I want to make sure to connect it. So the private investors was the virtual that people can come learn about the investment. And then you mentioned a lunch after for those that were maybe wanting more information or were interested. And then that's going to be held on February 13th. Am I off on that?
That is exactly right. We'll have about 8 to 10 other investors at the table having lunch in Los Angeles because now they really want to dig deep into this investment opportunity. When you get to meet the founders in person, their backgrounds are so incredible, and spending time with these investors. Plus, I'll be there to make sure everybody gets to meet one-on-one. So love the in-person events. We're doing more and more of those now that the Los Angeles fires and recovery is starting to happen. This will be our first in-person event that we've approved, and we have moved this from January as we were focused on the caring of the community.
Wonderful. Cocktails and conversation, February 20th. Cocktails. I'm in Vegas. No more cocktails for me. Sorry, but
and sushi and charcuterie
I'll take some sushi. Yeah.
And Bertha Mae's brownies. We love doing this event. We do this about every quarter, and it will be business owners and other professionals that have their own companies. We do it at a private residence on the Wilshire Korb corridor. Dr. Lee Hausner opens up her home, her common room with a nice patio. We get about 50 people in the room. And our sponsors are Thanks with Leo Gestetner and also Justin Crane of Crane Financial Solutions are sponsoring us for this amazing wine hand selected by Kevin Jones of LA Cellars. And the sushi is incredible. So please come. It's worth it. It's worth it. On February 20th, Thursday.
And what does Lee Hausner Consulting do? What is that?
So Lee is one of the stakeholders in the family office community. She's a keynote speaker for YPO, and she's very well known. She used to be part of a big group and supporting all these families, teaching them about multi-generational succession planning. Well, she's of our same mindset. She's the give to give. She opens up her home, private common room with a full kitchen and a patio with couches and a fireplace. And she offers these to us when we put these events together, and then we curate the guests, and she comes in and she, again, like the godmother of the communities, there saying hello to everybody, but we're providing the food and the great networking. And then, like I said, Leo and Justin will be hosting it for us. And I have to say just a little comment about Thanks Global Staffing, Leo Gestetner. If it hadn't been for him and his community of recruiting for our outsource, we would never be as successful as we are now. Leo came onto our world about 9 years ago, introduced us to the concept of hiring, and has since now helped as a small business be successful because of someone you just met today. Donna and Valerie have been with us for years. So again, Thanks is a great concept of helping you, if you're a small business, be very successful. You can hire great qualified staff members at a reasonable cost, and then they help manage those staff members. But thanks to Leo, he'll be hosting the one on Thursday, February 20th.
And you mentioned in the cocktails and conversations, looking for business owners or professionals. What kind of businesses? Are there certain niches or industries or sizes of businesses? Like, Give us a little feel there because a lot of business
You know,
owners,
it's
entrepreneurs listening to this.
Yeah, I would say business owners, 25 staff and above. If you want to meet other business owners and or professionals that are resources for those business owners, that's what this is all about. The
Mm,
conversations, it's what are you doing that works? What are you doing that hasn't worked? What are you focused in 2024,
mm-hmm,
2025 that didn't work in 2024? And that's what the cocktails and conversation are about, is meeting people that can help you in your community. That's why I love that Justin Crane of Crane Financial, he has been a part of my community. In fact, he was
mm.
my leader in provisors for several years. And these
Wow.
are very experienced resources to the business owners. So we've got business owner centers that are sending their business owners to this event. But
Mm,
our cocktails and conversation, you'll see, we usually do it at least 3 to 4 times a year. And we have a
mm-hmm,
special topic. And this one is specifically business owners. So
mm.
hoping you can come in and meet us, meet
Yeah.
some of our resources, and also come and enjoy this special wine. The charcuterie boards are out of this
Oh,
world,
snap.
and the sushi, sushi, amazing.
And then it looks like as of this moment, and I know sometimes things are moving really fast. So if there's something else you want to plug in there, but as of this moment, I'm looking at the website. It looks like you're rounding off the month with the family office roundtable. Pun intended. Can I say rounding off roundtable? No, did it? Okay.
Yes.
Cricket.
Da-da-da,
Come on. Thank you.
da-da-da.
Thank you.
Love it. I love it. It's our second one in the series for HANA Gaming. We will have
Mm,
other events that will probably pop up,
hmm
which
hmm
happens very often, like Whiskey Wednesday. But right now, we will be doing a second roundtable luncheon because I can't get all the
Oh
investors at
yeah.
the one.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure. Because you want it to be intimate. You want to, and also because you mentioned, I believe you mentioned that the founders are going to be there, so they get that one-on-one time, and they're going to, you get to actually meet them. Meet them. Am I off on that? Like that's the concept.
that's the concept. It's that you get an intimate experience, you meet
Mm-hmm.
8 other investors, you get quality time with the founders, and again, have a really nice meal.
Mm,
We've got the 2 different dates so that people have more opportunity to attend.
absolutely. I can never end any of these without talking about the original mixer, my favorite event, or one of my favorites. As I don't know, now I'm going to more and more. I'm going to keep on, but for now, it's still original mixer. That's still my favorite. I mean, that's the energy. It's big. There's all kind of that beautiful venue you have, Lux over on Sunset Boulevard. Amazing. It's going to be spring, March 20th. I think that's the date. Yeah, for this year,
March 20th, Thursday. It's
the
always on a
spring.
Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We love our partnerships with Lux, and it's an incredible event. It was started by founder Brian Rabinovitz of CBiz, and we've been supporting him just as long with Heath Goldman of Icon Wealth
Mm-hmm.
and Legacy Partners. We put on the most amazing event. We have the best people come. There'll be 25 exhibit tables
Yeah.
and a closed private family office reception that starts at 4. And for our platinum or corporate sponsors, they will be able to come in, share with the family office investors that attend their message, and then they'll
Mm,
get an exhibit table. Exhibit
yeah.
table opportunities are still available. And the great thing about this is every exhibit table can bring something and share it. It could be wine, it
Mm,
could be the Lux allows us, most venues don't, but
mm-hmm.
allows us to bring in certain things so that people, like, we have chocolate, we have brownies, Bertha Mae's
I
brownies
know
is
Heath
there.
is usually walking around with some wine and it's delicious. I know
It
Heath. Shout out
is.
to Heath. Go and Heath gets it done. Anybody listening to this, you go to this, you get a ticket, you come, and if Heath says, "Do you want to try something?" You don't even have to let him
Yes.
finish. Just say yes, 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 Heath.
Always high quality hand selected wines. We have
Yeah.
whiskey tasting. So this is
Hmm.
a great event. Just make sure you come in an Uber or a Lyft or
Yeah.
take a
Of
taxi
course.
because you eat too much food. Let me just say that you eat
Mm.
too much food. You're stuffed by the time you leave.
I'll
If you're
take that.
interested, we'd love to have you as an exhibitor, an
Hmm.
attendee, or a sponsor.
Yeah.
And we will see you there because we're hoping that Mission Matters will support.
Oh, yeah. And for everybody listening, just so you know, all the things that we're talking about, LosAngelesConsultingGroup.com. I highly, highly recommend going there to check everything out. But also, when you do go to the website, LosAngelesConsultingGroup.com, you can also sign up for the newsletter. Now, now. They do a lot of events. And even when you're listening to this, for example, we're recording this January 27th, things change. Normally things like, for all I know, by the time you listen to this in a week, Kathleen's going to have like 2 more events up there. You never know. So the way that I stay in touch, and I recommend everybody stay in touch, is definitely subscribe to that newsletter, because then you're going to get the updates. And every time they put one out, there's always something new. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Did they just add that? Oh, what's this? So definitely subscribe to the newsletter. And Kathleen, any parting words, last thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
Just looking forward to seeing y'all at one of our next events. That's what this is all about. And we love to hear from you. Thank you for being a listener with Mission Matters, and we're grateful for our partnership, Adam. Thank you.
Amazing. And for everybody listening, just so you know, again, I'll put the website in the show notes, so losangelesconsultinggroup.com, so you can just click on it and head right on over. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Kathleen, again, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you, Adam.